Ethereum is now deflationary. There were so many comments and tweets posted right after the merge, but let me break it to you. That's not exactly true, at least just yet. Now, before we dive into it, let's talk about why so many people were led to believe that Ethereum is indeed right now deflationary. Now, for those of you who don't know what deflationary means, think of inflationary because I'm pretty sure everybody knows what it is nowadays, but it has the opposite meaning, that the amount of something is getting less and each item is getting more valuable, and that's considering that the demand stays the same or increases. So what made people make these comments? Right after the merge, Ethereum switched from proof of work consensus mechanism to proof of stake consensus mechanism. And before the merge, when Ethereum was on proof of work consensus mechanism, there were two types of rewards. There were rewards to miners that amounted to about 13,000 ETH per day, and then there were rewards to stakers that amounted to about 1,600 ETH per day. And at the current circulating supply of Ethereum being about 120 million, that would be an inflation of about 4% annually, or 4,930,000 ETH every year that are added to the circulating supply. And then there are rewards for stakers, and currently we have about 14 million ETH staked, and at the average annual yield of about 4.4%, that makes 1,700 ETH printed every day additionally. In a year, that would be 620,500 ETH, or 0.5%. So in total, the rewards to miners and the rewards to stakers would make an inflation of about 4.5%, or about 5.5 million ETH added to the circulating supply every year. But now after the merge, there is no more miners. So now the biggest cause of inflation is eliminated, and all we're left with is about 0.5% inflation. But that's still inflationary. Why is it called deflationary? Well, it's because there is a second part to that equation. On August 5th, 2021, based on EIP 1559, also known as the London hard fork, the network changed its fee structure to make the gas fees more predictable. And since then, the gas fees has the following structure that consists of two components, which is the base fee and the tip. So why do we care? Well, the base fee is actually what's being burned, meaning that it's taken out of the circulating supply, making it more scarce, thus deflationary. So you probably put two and two together already, right? On one hand, we have stakers that inflate the circulating supply of Ethereum, and on the other hand, we have our base fee that is being burned. So everyone who claimed that Ethereum is now deflationary, here's in your face. No, that's me, I'm just kidding. But as of now, as we can see, since merge, Ethereum added another 11,000 ETH to the circulating supply, and we also can see that from this beautiful chart right here. Since merge, Ethereum has been gradually adding more tokens into the circulating supply because the amount of ETH printed to stakers was higher than the amount of ETH burned. And the reason for that is this chart, and this chart. Well, not exactly the reason, but the result of the economic slump that the US and the whole world is in right now, with the inflation being sky high and the Fed trying to raise the fund rate to fight it. And what that means is that Ethereum network activity is very low right now, and low network activity means less transactions means less gas fees paid, less gas fees paid means less Ethereum burn. And as you can see right now, the average Ethereum gas fee right now today is about 9 gwei. And it's been consistently around 10 to 15 gwei recently. And as you can see right now, with 14 million ETH staked, we're printing, as I've mentioned earlier, about 1,700 ETH per day. So if our average gas fee stays at a level of about 9 to 15 gwei, we can see that that would mean that we're still inflationary, because at 9 gwei, we're only burning 900 ETH. And at 15 gwei, we would be burning 1,500 ETH. And this is why Ethereum is not deflationary just yet, but it doesn't mean that it won't be in the future, because we all remember that during the last bull run, the gas fees were, well, ridiculous. And so now we know that there are two things that we need to look for, which is the amount of Ethereum staked that tells us how much Ethereum is going to be printed every day to stakers, and then the average gas fee in the last several days that tells us whether more Ethereum is being burned than printed. If hypothetically the amount of staked Ethereum doubles, let's say that it might be a possible scenario because there are no more miners, so I would see some people staking a little bit more. Let's say it doubles to about 30 million ETH. Then we would be printing about 2,500 ETH a day. And that means that the amount of gas fees for us to reach the equilibrium would need to be about, 25 gwei. So that would mean that we would be burning 2,500 ETH as well. And reaching 25 GWei, in my opinion, is not going to be a problem at all once we're out of this economic slump and the transactions start peaking up. We're probably going to go well over this, because in the last bull run, we all remember that the gas fees were reaching like over 100 GWei at some point. And just to prove another point, that a lot of people thought that with the merge, Ethereum gas fees are going to go lower, but that's not necessarily the case. Ethereum gas fees are not changing. In order for them to solve, they need to do something else, and they're going to be introducing sharding in 2023, and I'm going to probably make one of my next videos about that. And yes, being deflationary does raise the price, considering the demand stays the same or increases. So what about the demand? Well, Ethereum is the second largest crypto by market cap right now, and they recently reduced their energy consumption by 99.95%, plus it's the biggest smart contracts blockchain. So I think the demand is not going anywhere, especially once we're out of this economic mess. So the moment we're out of it, we're probably going to see way more demand and way more transaction activities, but only time will tell. So stay tuned for more market news, and if you want to check out the issuance and burn, check the link down in the description below that I'm going to drop, and I'll see you all in the next one.